Hi y'all, I'm Allison. We've gotten through another month. June is long gone, so let's talk about how it went. We're gonna do a quick reading wrap up and hand out some little awards to the notable books of the month. So in June, I read 15 books with 5,535 pages, and I managed to listen to one whole hour of audiobook. I spent my time bouncing back and forth between being an adult and a young adult with 6 books in each category, and I also read 3 books from middle grade. The most read genre I had was contemporary with 5 books. The lowest would be horror, historical fiction, and thrillers, all tying with 1 book each. Now, I'm not going to be doing a review on all of these books for this month, so if there are any that you are particularly interested in or want to know more detail about, then leave a comment and I'll be sure to do a follow-up video on that book or books. If I do have any reviews that are already filmed and available on my channel, I will put a little tag up in the corner whenever I hold up that book so you can go and check it out at the end of this one. Okay, before we get into all the stats, here was my lineup for the month of June and what I was supposed to read. Just Spin-It picks were Da Vinci's Tiger, The Honey Don't List, Prompted Mood Read, The Night She Disappeared, Strange Worlds Travel Agency, and Dial A for Aunties. For the Sims picks, All the Lovely Bad Ones, Bridge of Souls, Six of Crows, Motherland, and the Prompted Mood Read was Cytonic. Then the extras that I had for the month were The Roughest Draft for Read Your Bookshelf, What If It's Us and All Systems Red for TBR Knockout. Buzzword was All. I chose All the Lovely Bad Ones. And Amy at A-Star Reads Book Club, City of Glass. I read the book, but I failed to join the discussion once again. I managed to read everything. I don't know how I did it, but I did. There will be no punishment for me going into July. And I even managed to read the punishment from last month. The Wheel of Shame made me read Starsight. I traveled all over the world in June. Starting in the US, I went to California, Florida, New York, popped over to Vermont, and then down to New Orleans. Then I hopped across the pond and went to England twice. Swung by Italy and continued on to India. After spending some time in Fictitious World, I hyperdrived out to space and lingered out there for a bit. And then I came home. My longest adventure was 541 pages, and I had a short little jaunt with 152. For series, I started The Murderbot Diaries, Strange World Travel Agency, What If It's Us, and Aunties. I made progress in the Grishaverse with the first step in the next duology, and I managed to finish the Skyward trilogy. Ow. At least it's finished for now. Apparently there will be a 4th book coming out, I believe, next year. But I get to count it as finished or caught up. I also sadly finished Cassidy Blake, unless there's another book on the horizon that we don't know about. My favorite book of the month, Dial A for Aunties. Probably least favorite would be The Honey Don't List. As far as palate cleansers, which are what I call the books that aren't necessarily outstanding or terrible, it's just a nice little break between everything else. It's just, yeah, that was good. And what's next? Those would be Da Vinci's Tiger and All the Lovely Bad Ones. I doubt I'll read them again, but I don't know. New auto by author will be Jessie Q. Satanto. Love her. In fact, I already went out and got them all, and I just finished this book last night. Next one who is definitely on my radar is Lisa Jewell. Gonna be digging into her backlist. Funniest book of the month, by far, Dial A for Aunties. Eye rollers, then I kind of found my eyes just going up to the sky, was Da Vinci's Tiger. Got a touch bit pretentious. Series I don't think I'll bother continuing would be What If It's Us. Enjoyed the book, liked the way it ended. I don't think there's a need for part 2. The most enlightening books of the month, and Da Vinci's Tiger for Italian Renaissance history. Motherland with the cultural differences between the West and India. Ones that have really stuck with me and I think will stick with me for a while, Motherland. I keep thinking about The Roughest Draft and Dial A for Aunties. So I did manage to read all of my TBR from everything, which means I don't have to spin the wheel of shame, but I do get to take off a couple of books. So let's go over there and make my wheel just a little bit smaller. So we get to remove The Night She Disappeared and Starsight. Ooh, exciting. The wheel's a tiny bit smaller. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, then be sure and hit that like button. Let YouTube know I might be onto something. And if you feel so inclined, go ahead and subscribe too, so we can talk more about books. I hope y'all have a great reading month, and let me know what was your favorite read in June. I'll catch y'all next time. Bye now. Whew.